I did not like seeing this, and this is peak off-season content. Well, we're we're 5 days in.
It's the off-season, man.
But it's the off-season, and you know what? When I saw this, I did lean back and go, that's what I'd want to see if I were a Packer fan. On Twitter today, I'm just scrolling through, and I come across it's February, and Jordan Love is training with legends like Drew Brees and UFC goats like Dominick Cruz. I look at his picture, I'm like, yeah, I guess he is. And you know what? It sounds really silly to be making a big deal about this because it's at the end of the day, it's not. But I would want my quarterback training with Drew Brees. I would want my quarterback training with UFC people. The alternative for years in the past was Aaron Rodgers locking himself in a dark room for 4 days and making a whole mess of offseason problems. You know, must be refreshing as a Packer fan to sit back and say, all right, this is someone who wants to win and is clearly driven to get to the top level.
Yeah, I mean, there is something magical about having that young quarterback that is pretty good, but is trying to prove himself, prove he deserves, like he belongs. And I mean, again, you're seeing there were a whole bunch of people. Like I think I saw Brett Ripon in that picture.
Yeah,
like there were a lot of random people there. So a big time motivational speaker who's sort of well known in these circles. But like Jordan Love, it seems like his number one priority this offseason is locking in and improving. He's not happy with how the season ended. I don't know. Aaron Rodgers didn't really seem all that torn up about missing the playoffs. Jordan Love, it seems like he's furious that he threw the game-losing interception, not against like the Lions to try and enter the playoffs, but against the 49ers who ultimately won. Like they went to the Super Bowl, they won the NFC. So I don't know. It's, again, you say there's something silly about this, but it does say something that like Jordan Love is going and working with combat fighters to like get ready for another season. He wants to win.
No, and I mean, jokes aside, because it is kind of fun to look at this and be like, you know, he's working out with UFC people, but Drew Brees first is someone that you'd love to have working with your quarterback. You know, talk about accuracy issues that Jordan Love has had. No one in the league was more accurate than Drew Brees. You know, just someone who could give little tips of footwork, whatever it may be. He's someone that is good to be affiliated with. And the second thing you like to see, as we said before, is in the NFL, every single person in that league is top tier. You know, they are the best at what they do in the world. I mean, everyone works hard in the NFL to get there. But what separates the good from the great a lot of the times is that extra little bit of effort. Now, I don't know what other people's schedules are, but you hear stories about guys like Brady where they're at the Pro Bowl, and I can't remember who, maybe it was Edelman, was in a golf cart and, you know, driving by a football field at midnight at the Pro Bowl. Everyone's enjoying pina coladas and strawberry daiquiris, and you see Tom Brady working on his game, midnight, middle of the night. Like, that's the kind of thing that separates the great players from the very good, or really the all-time players from the great players. Not that I want to start, you know, saying Jordan Love is an all-time great.
We're not saying that, but like, surely all else being equal, you'd rather your guy be working like that in the offseason.
Yes, I would rather see my quarterback working with Drew Brees and UFC fighters than not. So it's just something that you look back and go, okay, nice, because this is a time where people can go on vacation. And I do think Jordan Love is a fierce competitor who wants to win. And if he comes out next season, I keep saying this, if Jordan Love comes out early next year and looks anything like the quarterback we saw over the last 10 games, I'm going to be so sad. I will be devastated, Ziggy, because that to me will be a confirmation that this guy's here to stay. When you're as hot as he was to end last season, there's always a little bit of doubt as to whether or not that can carry over. But if he comes out early and looks the part, now we're talking about someone who's figured it out. And LaFleur has slowly took him off the leash this year. And there could be another level to Jordan Love that we haven't even seen yet. He's still a super young guy. That's my biggest fear. And things like this just make me go, oh.
I mean, I haven't seen a lot of people talking about this, but like Jordan Love is entering a big contract year next year. If he plays well, he could clear $300 million. And if he plays poorly, like if he has a really bad year and these last 9 games we saw were just sort of an aberration, then he might not make 20 more in the NFL. Like Jordan Love is going to be 1000% locked in because he's pissed he lost to the 49ers. He's pissed that the Packers haven't paid him what he wanted. He feels like he deserves more. And you can see it right now. He's going to try and get those things.
I do think that from the way that he played to end the year, a lot of those, it didn't just look like Nick Foles got super hot for a few games for the most part, an average quarterback. The things you saw from Jordan Love were the makings of a superstar, unfortunately. And that's why I'm pretty confident this guy's going to come out and have a great season next year. It wasn't like he had one good game, and then a couple bad games in a row. Really, there was just that Giants game that he sort of struggled. And in the 49ers, he wasn't great, but he was good.
I mean, he did about as well as Patrick Mahomes.
In which? Against
the 49ers.
Oh, yeah, no, just about. I mean, the turnovers, he had, 3 bad throws in that game? The problem is 2 of them went for interceptions. That's where they got was ultimately the bad throws came back to bite them. You can't be perfect, but in that game, you sort of had to be. At the end of the day, though, I look at a picture like this and I say it's just a picture, but it is the better alternative than what else you could be seeing.
Can't you just feel the omens starting to set in that we've got like another superstar Packers quarterback? It's like, imagine.
I've come to terms with it.
Like, imagine, I mean, we're Vikings fans. Imagine someone like last year sits back to tell you that like the next Packers quarterback is going to challenge the inevitable NFC winners in the divisional round, go on a hot streak. And then immediately when he loses, he's going to start working out with UFC guys, like learning that mentality of how to like choke out the Vikings, get the whole North to submit. Like that's what I'm feeling right now. I feel like Jordan Love is just ready to come in and beat us all up. And I'm so sick of it.
I'm looking at the picture on Reddit, and it is funny. Someone goes, "What a random group of guys." It is kind of a random group of dudes to just gather together, but you do see how big Jordan Love is. What was he? 6'3"?
I think he's 6'4".
I think he's 6'4". I mean, this is a huge dude. Like this son of a bitch. Yeah. I'd be happy if I were a Packer fan, even though it's just a picture. We'll move on from Green Bay and their never-ending.
What was my prediction at the end of last season when the Packers were getting ready to play the Vikings? We had to win that one because we're not winning again until 2023.
Yeah, we're never winning again, and we lost by 30 points. It was miserable. I actually think for Packers fans, I'm putting together a list of my top 5 hated Packers. I think that could be a funny video, including a name that you'll understand when you hear the reveal, but you probably wouldn't see coming for maybe a top 3 spot, actually. Yeah. I think I have the list settled in my head. So you could guess in the comment section which Packer you think I hate the most from my life. And really, the sad thing is I like most of the Packer players, but some of them, actually like all these guys, they're just annoying. The 41 Keys said to us, "First off, I love this show. Secondly, you guys are overly gracious in your Packers assessments." We can be overly gracious at times. We're really
no. It's not gratitude, Paul. It's a trauma response. They've beaten us down so many times. Like, I don't know if I always have to expect the worst because this was the year, right? We were celebrating early in the season, like finally, the Wicked Witch is dead. We've like slayed Green Bay. It's the Vikings' time. And then you just see Jordan Love snap his fingers. Kirk Cousins ruptures his Achilles.
It's the same game. Yeah,
Jordan Love is a superstar.
It was so fitting to have the game where Kirk Cousins is ripping apart Green Bay. And we really kicked their ass that game, where we just beat the crap out of Green Bay for it to then end with a torn Achilles to our quarterback playing the best football in his career. And like a week or 2 later for Jordan Love to say, all right, let me turn it up another level. So he says, overly gracious in your Packers assessment, especially as Viking fans. My question is, do you get any hate mail from Vikings fans for how often and glowingly you cover the Pack? And it's a fun question because a lot of people have wondered that. I'm going to be straight up with you guys because we are always trying.
We're honest. We say what we think.
We don't have many. We don't have many Vikings fans. The channel really got going when the Packers started winning and you guys came in and were supporting it. And, we're very thankful for everybody who's come in and listened to the show along the way. But there's only a few. You know, Merle's a big Viking fan. We have Carl who listens, who's a Vikings fan, but we don't have a lot of Vikings fans. I know Carl was kind of pissed off when we were talking about Jordan Love at one point, but
well, but this is the thing. I mean, in a certain way, I mean, you can say that, but also I think it's true. We do speak for a certain type of Vikings fan, right? Like most Vikings fans, if you've been a fan of this team for a while, it's tough to get riled up and feel indignant because, like, whoever's talking to you, whoever's saying the thing, the Vikings have done worse to you. They've let you down more. They've insulted you more. They've hurt your feelings more. They've caused you more misery. Like you Green Bay fans, like you think that like it would be a Vikings fan in your DM causing pain. Nothing can cause us more pain than watching the Vikings. So I wouldn't care if we were getting hate mail every single day. It would not match having to watch the things that happen when you're a fan of this team.
Yeah, look, I really like Packers fans. They're all very good people. The ones that I've met, some of my best friends actually. I'll always have the support Vikings Nation. I mean, we are Vikings after all. You know, we are Vikings fans. So I don't think Vikings fans might be like, yeah, you guys are a little too positive on them. But I'd say we're just saying what we see. That's it. We're not.
We see the Packers. That's it. They're good.
Yeah, we see they're good. We talk about them. We're good. I see Jordan Love work out with Drew Brees. If the Vikings had Jordan Love, he's working out with Drew Brees, I'd be pumped up. Yeah, I'd be pumped up. So as long as we're saying what we think, I don't think most people will have a problem with that. It's when you start making up stuff.
If Jordan Love has a rough start to the season, I'm bringing out the balloons. I'm bringing out the confetti. Like I'm celebrating. I don't want any Packers fans watching this. Y'all seem to like me because you think I'm a closet Packers fan. I was hot on this team. I was high on this team. I thought they were pretty good. I want nothing more than for Jordan Love to stink. But he's not going to.
No, he probably won't.